exploration of Antarctica started literally with the discovery of the Strait of Magellan, South America. Magellan tried to find a route around Southern America and thought he found the Terra Australis, the big continent in the south. It took until 1820 when Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen actually spotted Antarctica for the first time, and then another year until the first step would set foot on land by John Davis, a whaler and sealer. Yeah, from there on, it was just literally turning into the continent of science and exploration.
Jean-Baptiste Charcot came on his first expedition, early 1900s, on board his ship Le Français. And Le Français was actually moored in here in this bay over winter. They were one of the first expeditions to overwinter here in Antarctica. In doing so, they collected a lot of scientific data that proved very valuable. They also charted a lot of this area. Charcot is known as the gentleman of the poles, because he was very well liked by all of his expedition staff and crew members, which was not particularly always the case down here.
He was very interested in keeping his men not only occupied, but also keeping them happy. When everything was frozen over, he organized just a little walk over the sea ice. So they walked from here all the way over the sea ice to Hofgaard Island, and then he surprised his men with a little picnic there, which is pretty awesome in the middle of winter, just on the sea ice. Pretty awesome.
This island in front here is the final resting place of the only pig that has traveled to Antarctica more than one time. His name is Toby, and Toby was the pet on board the first expedition. He was treated like one of the other expedition members. Unfortunately, one day he ate a lot of food in a bucket that was meant for fishing, so it had fishing hooks in it, and it damaged his interior in his stomach. So Charcot, before he became an explorer, was actually trained as a doctor. So he performed a surgery on this pig, trying to save little Toby, which was unsuccessful. So Toby unfortunately died, and he was buried with the same respect as you would bury one of your men. So his final resting place is in a rock crevice on this little island right in front of us here, now unfortunately covered in snow.
They did a lot of exploration from here. They went all over to the mainland. They charted the whole area. They really surveyed the coastlines here. They gave a lot of place names. So you have a bunch of French place names in the area. Français Cove and Port Charcot are named after Jean-Baptiste Charcot and his ship. Actually, Port Charcot is not named after Charcot. He's named by Charcot, but not for himself, because he was a humble man. He named it for his dad, who's luckily the same name.
It's going to be very interesting times, and I think it's the best time right now to just come to Antarctica, have a look at it, experience it yourself before geopolitical issues will change the access to the continent. I'm sure things will change in Antarctica. There will be regulations coming up. We have such an increase in tourism. We have such an increase of unregulated activities on the mainland continent that can't go on under the Antarctic Treaty. There needs to be some sort of boundary. The impact tourism has, the impact we bring down is significant, something we can see. And if that's not going to be regulated in the next few years, I'm not so optimistic about the future.